Well, praise God, folks. Hello. How are you today on this Sunday afternoon? And this is just a little quick vid. I'm going to cover two topics. I'm going to be brief. One is Bernie Sanders 2020. In other words, Bernie Sanders said he is not putting off the table his presidential bid in 2020 at the end of uh, President Donald Trump's term. And I'm just going to read you just a little bit. Bernie Sanders says it's much too early to make a decision on whether he will run for president in 2020, but he's not ruling out the possibility. If you remember, one thing I'll say, Bernie Sanders is not a racist. It's just not in him. You could tell. And I still say, when Black Lives Matter interrupted his speech, and I'll get back to that. We know he was sabotaged in Brooklyn. But look at it, who sabotaged them? They themselves were, as we say, sabotaging their presidential bid, and they thought they had it all wrapped up. But Bernie Sanders is an honest man, and he's not a racist, and he fought tooth and nail against President Donald Trump's Trump Care program, which I mean, you're going to have 22 million people that are not going to have any health care at all, and but we'll get to that. Let's just get to the. For now, Bernie Sanders, 75, says he is focusing on many important fights our job right now is not only to fight against the disastrous health care proposal, it is also to take on all of President Donald Trump's reactionary proposals. He said he is a representative of the billionaire class. He's at war against the working class. He said Donald Trump is doing everything in his power to fight against poor, regular working class Americans, black and white and Hispanic. This I find it very interesting. We've got to raise the minimum wage right now. We're working on that 15 bucks an hour. We have got to make public colleges and university tuition free. We've got to be aggressive on criminal justice reform. Because right now, Donald Trump told the police at a meeting that when you put these thugs in the car, when you put their head in, don't be too careful. In other words, he's telling them to be violent with these criminals. Even Al Sharpton, even Al Sharpton spoke out against it. But I was glad to see. But I just want to say this one thing. Remember, white people are innocent until proven guilty. Black people in Spanish are guilty until proven innocent. You see what I mean? It's reversed. It is no justice like that. In other words, but not all. I'm not saying all white people are racist, but I'm just saying Bernie Sanders is not racist, and we do need a reform, a justice reform. We do. And police, let me tell you, they are extremely dangerous. I went to school with a man who wound up in prison for 4 years for a crime that he did not commit, and that's in the heart of New York City. Bernie Sanders is standing out against that. I like Bernie Sanders. I don't care. Oh, he's a socialist. I don't care what it is. Black people have to understand one thing. You have been brought here for you kidnapped. Your ancestors were kidnapped and brought here 400 years ago. Do you understand it? For economic purposes only, to build up this country. And the first slaves in the country weren't even black. They were white. Indians and white. Not all white people are racist. Like I said, I love to see them when they were blacks and whites holding hands and marching during the 60s. They didn't profit anything, but I mean, because one thing, if they give you something, they can take it back. You see how they're doctoring up the voter rights bill? Bernie Sanders is for at least everybody having the right to vote who are qualified. Am I saying he's going to make a good president? I didn't say that. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm just for the person who's going to do the job and treat everybody fairly and see that everybody has an equal chance, equal opportunity. I'm from New York, so you don't have to tell me nothing about Donald Trump. Excuse me for a quick moment. We have what we have here now. We have a total division in the United States. We have an uptick in racist incidents. Cops are killing people like mad. They're butchering it because it appears that Washington, Donald Trump, is telling them that he's backing them in whatever they do. So what are your thoughts? Would you like to see Bernie Sanders run in 2020? Like I said, he is. I told you before, and I'll tell you again. Most politicians are as full of crap as a constipated elephant, Democrat or Republican, because they're all ruled by special interest groups. Don't you understand? Most of them are lobbyists anyway, just lying snakes in the grass. But not all. There are few that are honest. And now my next topic is black men versus black women. I just want to read this. Dr. Claude Anderson's book, Black Labor, White Wealth. I'm just going to read to you a little bit about this. The popular feminist movement has injured relations between black men and women. The sophisticated use of racism and capitalism has placed black women in a position of being a major competitor, not walking alongside, a major competitor for jobs with black men, education, housing, and other services necessary resources. Dr. Haki R. Madhubuti, in his book Black Men, Obsolete, Single, and Dangerous, explained the conflict between black men and black women, saying black women did not place themselves in this delicate position as a ward of the system. They have been maneuvered and strategically used for the benefit of the white majority, just as the black men has been in past centuries. Out in the fields, 16, 17 hours a day, 6 and 7 days a week. What a hell of a life they had. Folks, we need God now. We have to have God in our life because we're going to get into a military confrontation. And this very well could be a nuclear confrontation. We need to ask God for safety and direction. We need, and let me get to this first. Let me read a little bit of this. You have to remember, 73% of all black children are born in a single parent household. That they are raised by a woman as head of house. You very rarely even see a black man and woman even get married. The relationships and marriages in black community are, for everyone, all Americans, especially black Americans, has at an all-time low. Do you understand what a delicate balance we have here? What do you think Black Lives Matter is all about? That's basically a women feminist movement, and it goes a lot deeper than that. But I'll leave that out. That subject out for another video. And I'm just going to read you a little bit more. And okay, let's put this like that. In the 1960s, black women surpassed black males, and the income gap has continued to widen. Black women could work, go to school, socialize, breed, and with white men, while black men could not. Slavery, well, while black men could not participate as highly as black women in the employment market. Wow, look at this. Listen what they're saying. White males' powerful position afforded them sexual access to black females. A white male with a black female mistress was an acceptable part of Southern life and was often part of the rites of manhood for young white males. Black males who were forced into a status below the black female were totally powerless to protect black females. You know what? I'm not going to read anymore. This is just, it's true. It did deep research. The whole point of this segment, this last part of the video, is to say we need to put God first to build up our family. The family structure in black America has been destroyed, deliberately destroyed. Since the mid 60s, I'll put it this way, we did some research and I was watching a conference. And it said the family structure, black families were destroyed right after Dr. King was assassinated. From the beginning of 1970 on down, the different laws and things that were put into place. Other word, welfare. The male had to be out for you to receive income and welfare, and it just deteriorated and spiraled down. That's interesting. That's why you see there's a difference in the male, black male from mid 1975 on. Do you understand? Because my father was always in the house with my mother. I was raised in a two-parent household. Matter of fact, everybody in my family, my aunts and uncles were always married to their spouses. There were no changing. There were no divorces. And I had a very large family, and I still do. But there's a difference in the family structure of black America. We've been torpedoed, so to speak. We've been bamboozled, like Malcolm X said. We have a major problem in our structure. The total absence of God in our lives. We need to get back on God's side so God can get back on our side and heal our hearts and bring us together as husband and wife. Black men and women. Do you understand that? Let's build our family structure so we can build our community. If we don't unite, we're not going to accomplish anything. We're going to stay right in the state we're in until we disappear off the American street, off the American, out of American life. God bless you, folks. I didn't do. I did a lot of research on this, and I'm just repeating this from different parts of Reverend, except for this book by Dr. Claude Anderson. What are your thoughts? God bless you, folks. And be careful when you see these cops because they feel emboldened now. Because remember, it has been said the cops and the Klan go hand in hand. God bless, folks.